Welcome to HyVee Today with Tony Tone. We're live inside Muscatine HyVee on 2nd Avenue in Muscatine, streaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter. Now, here's Tony Tone.
Well, just like that, we're back. It's the HyVee Today show. This is Tony Tone. I was looking at my notes, and I think the last time we did a show, it was Friday, August 14th, if I'm not mistaken. So that was 11 days ago. So it's good to be with you. We're back inside the Market Grill Express. I had a week off, and then I did the smartest thing ever that I learned after almost 3 years of working here at HyVee. A lot of these people that I work with, they've been here 700 years. They all have 5 weeks of vacation. They all have these flex days. Long story short, my friend and coworker, Brian Mueller, produce manager, would always take a week off, and then he would take a flex day on Monday. I'm like, that guy is a genius. So I finally did it. I took a week off last week, day off yesterday, 4-day week. I'm in. I would like to just get rid of Monday. Let's just delete Monday from the calendar and just work Tuesday through Friday. What do you think? So I hope you're doing well. Certainly, as we look at the Lutheran Living Senior Campus weather forecast, hot, hot, hot. Holy moly. What's the deal with the late August heat? I mean, it's Iowa. Nothing can surprise us. It snowed on Halloween last year. We should be prepared for anything, right? It was beautiful on Christmas. Let's not forget that. So today, hot and humid, a high of 96. Tonight, mostly clear and humid, a low of 69. I felt like it was more humid last night than it was yesterday. I cut my grass in my backyard. I had to take 3 breaks. And that's not because I have a giant yard. It's because it was so hot. I was sweating so much. Anyways, that's what I did on my day off. I cut my grass. And then I looked at my front grass and I was like, no. Wednesday, hot, humid, a high of 95. When do we get a break? What's the deal? I don't know. I mean, is it later in the week? I haven't looked that far ahead. But just get ready. Hot, 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 hot. All right. School has returned across Muscatine County, which is exciting. We were ready to get the kids out of our house, so I have a picture my wife sent me this morning. We've got Henry and Ted, who are now at the same school, which is awesome, because last year I had to take them to 2 separate schools. So Henry is in 3rd grade, Ted is in kindergartner, although Ted looks like he could be 25. He is ready to go, not wearing pajamas. He has become like infamous for wearing pajamas ever since the pandemic. He's got his cat backpack, looks like a plushie with him, water bottle. I love the kids' first day of school backpacks because it's like weighing them down because you have all that stuff in it. Like that was Henry's comment yesterday. That backpack was so heavy. Look at Ted's backpack. What's in there? $5 says he snuck pajamas in that backpack. Because he said he was going to do it. I'm going to bring pajamas and I'm going to change in the bathroom. I'm like, no, you're not changing in the bathroom. But he did that to me last week. On one of the days that I was off last week, which was the whole week, I went downtown to the Wild Thing. And Ted literally, I didn't even know, he was with me in the car. By the time we got downtown, he had changed like a superhero. And the door opens in the van and he had pajamas on. And I'm like, how did you do that? And he was like, don't worry about it. And then his clothes were just in the Toyota Sienna minivan. The last thing I'll say is today is Top Care Tuesday. If you love getting products at a discount, this is for you. So Top Care products have the same active ingredients as the name brand without the price, right? So if you think about, I have some Top Care stuff right here. This is marvelous. And definitely a day you're going to need some sunscreen. And I love the spray-on sunscreen. It's so fantastic. So buy one, get one 50% off. You can see we've got the SPF 50, which is good if you have the baby. My daughter will be 2 October 2nd. She needs the SPF 50. She's really easy to tell when she gets overheated because her Irish cheeks, her face gets just red, and she's just done. Yesterday, she drank a whole Gatorade outside, and by that I mean she spilled half of it on her shirt. So buy one, get one 50% off with Top Care Tuesday. I'll probably leave that right there. That's marvelous. Okay, excuse me. Let's get to our first guests that are here. We have guests with us right now and then a guest later on from Lutheran Living Senior Campus. It's great to have, and I'll go in order of how we're sitting. Kayla Beneful is to my right, and Naria Strickland is next to Kayla. Lutheran Living Senior Campus in the house. It's great to see both of you. I like your masks.
Thanks.
You look marvelous. Hawkeye mask, and Naria kind of has... Is there a pattern? It looks like it might have a pattern.
Just darkness.
Yeah, just darkness. Okay. This is off to a good start. How are things going at Lutheran Living Senior Campus? I feel like I saw Kayla the other day, and by the other day when I was not on vacation, and it seemed like you were buying a bunch of like orange creamsicle popsicles.
Yeah.
So it seems like you're still doing a really good job of being creative inside the four walls.
Yeah, we our activities and me are really like trying to focus on the national days and celebrate them, and bring little treats to our residents each day. Now that I go in residents' rooms, they're like, "You usually have treats with you when you come to my room." And I was like, "Yeah, sorry, maybe later."
Yeah. You're just now known as like, oh, anytime we see Kayla, she's got to have something for us,
Yeah,
right?
right.
So,
exactly.
but I think it's so important to have creative things going on. Again, a lot of folks not able to get out, and it's been like that, you know, since March. And for a lot of us, I mean, I just talked about being off for a week and a day, getting out and about. That's not happening for a lot of the folks that are calling Lutheran Living Senior Campus home. Naria, do you feel like there are still things that you guys can do or try? You haven't hit the ceiling of ways to, because you really have a big, awesome space at Lutheran Living Senior Campus.
We do.
But I imagine you might have to sometimes go to the drawing board and say, all right, what can we do?
Yeah.
While keeping everybody safe, of course.
Yeah, fortunately, every day is something day.
Yeah.
You know, even Margarita Day, I think it was, Kayla went around with the tequila, and
Yep.
they enjoyed that quite a bit. But, you know, fortunately, there's usually something like that. We are able to do bingo.
Awesome.
In our event center.
Good.
Because it's large enough that they can be the safe distance apart, and they
Good.
wear their mask.
Good.
Granted, we have to do it like 4 times a day
Sure.
to accommodate everyone, but we still.
That's a lot of bingo.
It's a lot of bingo.
Yeah.
There's three shifts.
Oh
one
my
in the morning, one early afternoon, one late afternoon.
You have 3 shifts? We got a swing shift for bingo as well? Like, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Is there an overnight bingo game going on for the
Maybe,
night owls?
that we don't know of.
I'm going to sleep in today. Can I do overnight bingo? But that's good. So where are we at with respect to, because I know that there's different, it's not stages or tiers.
Phases.
Phases. Thank you. That was the word I was looking for. Today's secret word is phases. Where are we at with respect to the different phases currently at Lutheran Living?
Lutheran Living ourselves, I mean, we're fortunate. We have no positive cases in staff or residents in the building. The problem that we have now, well, and I think everybody does, is according to, I believe it's Iowa Department of Public Health, in order for us to move into the next phase where people can come in, Muscatine County has to be below a certain % positive.
Gotcha. Okay.
So it's not anything we can control.
Sure.
They just have to be at that number that it's safe.
Yeah, it has to be a 14-day decline
Okay.
in positive cases in the Muscatine County and surrounding areas. So
Sure.
that's been really we're promoting a wear a mask campaign for our family members.
Sure.
So they signed a pledge and received a window decal sticker that say, "I wear my mask for my loved one at Lutheran Living."
Yep.
And then, so that is a visual reminder for people out in the community that it's highly important to wear a mask and social distance and wash your hands.
And we actually have a door at the front of our building that is never really used for anything, and we put a screen on it.
Okay.
So we are allowing screen door visits.
Oh, that's awesome.
They are, of course, 6 feet apart.
Yeah.
But you can hear them better. You don't have to
Hold the phone up.
have the phone and
It's so
bad
smart.
reception.
So you literally installed a screen door so that people could come visit their loved ones.
They sit on the patio, and then and they schedule them in 30-minute increments from 8 to 4, I believe.
Boy, I bet that first couple of days it was busy, huh?
It still is busy.
Yeah.
It still is quite busy.
That's such a great idea, though, because again, I think for people that are watching that don't have a loved one or friend or family member, whatever the case may be, at a place like Lutheran Living Senior Campus, they maybe can't empathize for that family that does have someone there that hasn't been able to give them a hug since maybe the beginning of March. You know,
Exactly.
It's been in the same space with them. So you're getting as creative as possible while being as safe as possible. That is so smart.
Yeah.
I had no idea that you guys had done that. That's really powerful, and I imagine that's doing so much for the loved one that's with you, but also for that family member, that friend, that former caregiver, whomever it is, right? I mean, have you gotten a lot of positive feedback on that?
It seems like the families have been a little bit
Yeah.
happier with that, and it helps the resident too, because then they can get out of their room and kind of enjoy some bright lights from the windows up front.
And some nice hot air.
And,
Right, some nice hot air. Oh boy. Now, what about with respects to folks that are calling Lutheran Living Senior Campus home? Are they able to get outside with a mask on? Because you have this huge, kind of secluded location. You have your own Lutheran drive, which is cool. And it's a little bit of a loaded question because I feel like I delivered something to Lutheran Living within the last 2 or 3 weeks, and somebody was kind of outside in a wheelchair with a mask on, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. So how does that work?
We have enough areas outside and patios that are covered.
Okay.
We do let some go out.
Yeah.
As long as they have a mask on.
Sure.
And we just kind of watch them. I mean, of course, we discourage it with the heat.
Sure.
But there are some that go out, and we haven't had so many that we have to, super make sure that they're not close together.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of go out at different times.
I just
And
thought
they'll
it
sit
was
on the
really nice.
patio. And
Now, with respects to, so for Naria, her title is Director of Admissions.
actually not.
Director of Community, all right, whatever. She has a new title. Anyways, she has a new title. It's fine. She has a fancy long title now. How are we looking with getting folks into Lutheran Living Senior Campus? Is there any space? Do you have any space in the TCC facility with folks that are going from transitional care center, right?
Yes.
So if you went from like a surgery in a hospital, not ready to go home, Lutheran Living has this whole other wing where you can go recuperate and then go home. Are there openings there? Are there openings?
We do have some openings in long-term and in our short-term rehab.
Okay.
The protocol for that right now, well, 10 out of 10 times, if they're in the hospital, they've already been tested.
Gotcha.
We currently are not taking any COVID positive cases because we don't have any in-house.
Gotcha.
That's not saying that we won't ever.
Sure.
But right now at this time, we're not. When they come in, they still have to be quarantined for 14 days.
Gotcha.
So, they need to stay in their room and staff still gowning, dress up, and that's just to make sure that we're taking precautions
Sure.
for all the other residents and staff.
Do you feel like, I want to ask, I'm trying to think of how to ask this, because I was talking about this with somebody today. Do you feel like everybody, maybe from a staff perspective, is used to this new, I want to call it a temporary new normal, because I do hope that there is a vaccine, a cure soon, and then maybe a year from now we're sitting here and there's no masks and it's a thing of the past. But has everybody just at this point, because you've been through certainly highs, lows, and now it's just kind of, do you think everybody's, I mean, nobody loves having to wear the mask all the time, but because you like seeing people's faces and smiling and interacting. But how do you feel like from a staff point of view, everybody's
I think the
kind of used
staff,
to it?
it's their new norm.
Yeah.
We have a lot of long-term, really caring, compassionate staff. And, even if it's, and which everybody has said, I'm so tired of wearing a mask, I think they think that, this is for our residents.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that, unfortunately, if they get it, they might not be able to fight it off
Sure.
as well as maybe some of them.
Well, and that's what's so frustrating is that it shouldn't be a death sentence for someone that is
Exactly.
older, that maybe has a pre-existing condition or two. That's what frustrates me. It just shouldn't just be like, well, that person was older anyways. Like, no, that's not acceptable. Sorry.
But there's been a lot of young, healthy people.
Yeah, oh, absolutely.
Who have also passed away, unfortunately.
It's not discriminating. Kayla, for you, engaging with residents, keeping them entertained, busy, that's been a lot. That's been a challenge, but I know you love doing it. Today we're sitting here, it's of course National Banana Split Day. You guys do a really good job of incorporating some of those national days. What's coming down the pike with respects to things that you want to do, like National S'mores Day? Are there different things that you have in the works or that you want to try?
We did that last week, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that last week.
So we're going to celebrate today National Banana Split Day. We ordered banana split ice cream, so it's a little bit different than the whole works of a banana split.
Yeah.
I think coming up in September, a few days I can think off the top of my head, is Cheeseburger Day.
Awesome.
So I think we're going to grill out kind
Cool.
of like an end of summer celebration, and then we're doing root beer floats.
Cool.
There's a lot of good days coming up in September, so it's
Is this banana split ice cream? Look at that. I didn't even know until you said it, and then all of a sudden it's like magically appears right here. Is that a beer in a picture that we just saw?
Yeah.
Somebody had a beer and pretzels?
yeah.
Look at this. Banana split ice cream. The work is done.
And
I gotta be honest with you. I think I can count on one hand the amount of times in my life, and I'm husky, that I've had a banana split. I don't even think I've had one ever. Maybe once.
A banana split?
I think I've had a banana split in my life. And it's
You're
not that
missing
I'm...
out.
Yeah.
Am I?
Yeah.
Okay. I like bananas. You're both like, no, I'm missing out. Go get a banana split. I mean, this is kind of doing the work for you, which I like. But no, I mean, I think you guys have done such a great job of being creative and doing fun things. Because if anything, I mean, it can help pass the time. Look at these pictures. They're so great.
We've started doing happy hour once a week. Or not once a week.
Oh, we should do it once a week.
Let's do it once a week. I'm no complaints, probably.
Once a month.
Yeah.
I think also in September we're gonna do this martini. I can't think of the name right now, but it's like a green martini.
Cool.
That some
grasshopper?
people. Yeah, grasshopper.
Oh, grasshopper. Yep.
So that will be that'll be fun to do.
Look at this.
So.
This is so great.
International Beer Day.
Such a good idea. You guys are doing such a fantastic job. And again, the stinking pandemic, in a non-pandemic, we're probably promoting a car show right now, where the car show would have happened earlier in the summer.
It would have happened the second weekend in September.
Second weekend of September. See what I mean? Like, come on. We had 2 car shows last year. But still, listen, there's ways that you can. Do you need anything, by the way? Do you need masks? Do you need, is there anything that the public can do?
I think we're pretty well taken care of when it comes to that.
Okay.
No.
Good.
We're over that.
Yeah, that's
that
what I was going to
massive.
say.
Yeah.
I think if anyone would be wanting to donate something more so like crafts to our residents, like different things of that sort that would keep residents entertained and happy.
Could people buy like new board games or things like that? I don't know. I'm
like
just,
puzzle books.
Puzzle books is a big
puzzle
thing.
books.
Yeah.
Okay.
Puzzle books.
Something called Sudoku or something.
Sudoku. Yeah. Don't
There
know
you
how
go.
to play it.
Don't either.
Yeah. Way too smart for me.
Crosswords and.
So that's a really
word
good point.
search.
So if you're watching and you're thinking, wow, I could really help out. Yeah, well, like they just said, buy some crossword books, some puzzles, and drop them off. Like I said, I made a delivery not too long ago, and I kind of stayed at the front door and handed the delivery off, and I had my mask on, and I was very, very cognizant and aware of keeping distance and everything. So
We're kind of fortunate. We have on our main, both of our entrances to TCC in the main, we have a door that slides open.
Yep.
And there's a little entryway and there's another door. Well, the second door that goes into the building, you have to have a badge to get in or you push the doorbell.
Right.
So we have, if families bring something in, we have them leave it there. And then we have a system set up at the front to sanitize it and do all those CDC recommendations before we actually give it to the residents. So
It's a great idea. absolutely fantastic. Before we go, school started yesterday. Any memories of first day of school or going back to school? It's always weird. I mean, certainly none of us have had to go through a pandemic where they were out of school for so long. But I remember as I got older, when I was still in school, you really felt like the summers got shorter, right? And then you're just like, oh. And then when I went away to St. Ambrose, I remember thinking like, wow. I'll never forget the day that my parents brought me out and then left. And I was like, I think I knew like 3 people. And it was super weird. Any school memories for either of you?
I remember, this is college, on the same topic, but I remember being dropped off at Iowa State, and I was just like heartbroken. Like I was just like a homebody, and so I like just bawled and when my parents left. But it ended up all well. So. But.
Naria, what about you?
Well, we didn't have school buses back then. We had the horse and cart.
Oh my gosh. Can you not?
And we walked, 30 miles uphill in the snow?
Is that what it
was?
In
Texas, yeah.
Yeah.
Was
You grew up in
crazy.
Texas?
Yeah.
Really?
I was born and raised in Texas.
Oh, I didn't know that. You do kind of always have a little bit of an accent, but I just thought that was always a Wapello accent.
Oh, my Lord.
It's Texas, everybody. Where in Texas were you?
Fort Worth.
Fort Worth. Wow.
Yeah, you should hear the jokes we make at Lutheran Living.
Oh,
When,
I bet.
when she talks sometimes, it really, really comes out.
How long have you been up here?
Too long.
Too long? Okay.
Over 20 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you could probably slip right back into a little...
I don't know if I'd want to.
All right.
You should hear my husband. He's worse. Yeah.
That is fantastic.
Most of my siblings, I can't understand them.
It's so great. And they probably think you sound so different.
Yeah, they call me a Yankee.
You have a Yankee Iowa accent now. All right. Listen, for folks at home that are watching, go to Lutheran Living Senior Campus. Their website, their Facebook page is very active. I encourage you, drop off some puzzles. Drop off a Sudoku book or crossword puzzles. I think that's a great idea. And if you have someone in your life that may need any of the services available at Lutheran Living Senior Campus, please reach out. They do a great job with virtual tours, and they can get you all the information. And then again, the TCC, so hospital procedure, not ready to go home. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's big. These rooms are fantastic. You really get time to heal more and then get back home. It's an unbelievable amenity to have. Nobody else has that type of facility in town, as far as I'm concerned, right? It's a place where you can go from the hospital to recuperate.
They do have skilled services.
Sure.
But I don't believe they have a separate unit that is designed for that.
It is super cool, and it just felt like yesterday, grand opening out there, but that was probably 6 years ago now, something like that. Time goes by way too fast. Before I let you go, would one of you like to try the Toyota Muscatine What's in the Box? It's not hard.
I've done it before.
Okay, Naria will do it. So, by the way, I want to give a shout out, our very own...
You got to put your hand in there?
Both your hands.
Like
so our very own Chris Anderson, whose birthday it was yesterday, so happy belated birthday to Chris Anderson. He has really done a number on the Toyota Muscatine What's in the Box. A custom paint job.
Is it bite?
And I think it was Chad that said it looks like something like out of a Batman movie, like the Riddler. I mean, the Riddler's in the new Batman movie. So Naria, what you're going to do is you're going to put both hands in the box, and the first thing you're going to do is push the doors open, and then you're going to close your eyes and try and guess what's in there. Can you not try and peek?
You got to close your eyes.
All right, close your eyes.
2 questions.
Yes.
Is it alive?
Is it alive? No. Okay, what do you think? I know? They don't tell me anything.
Not
I put
what?
I put my thumb in pudding, don't forget. Hold on, do we need to turn? I want to turn this a little bit because the box looks so good. There you go. All right, Naria. Naria Strickland from Fort Worth, Texas. Toyota Muscatine, what's in the box? It's a rattlesnake, everybody. All right, push the doors open. Close your eyes. All right, can you guess what that is? Can you close your eyes or just not look at the screen?
It's a bottle.
It's a bottle, yep. Do you want to get more specific? Maybe feel the top?
It's a weird shaped bottle.
Kind of gave you a hint. Weird shaped bottle. You want to guess what type of product is in the bottle?
It's not alcohol.
It's not alcohol. It is not alcohol, no.
I have no idea.
All right, I gave you a hint. I said the new look of the Toyota Muscatine box kind of looks like it was something the Riddler would have from Batman. That help you at all?
That's a hint?
That's a hint. Yeah. Feel the top part of the bottle again.
Can I look at the screen?
Okay, you can look now. It's Batman shampoo. Look at that. See, I gave you a hint. Look at Batman's looking right at her. That's a little creepy. All right, and it's very appropriate since the brand new trailer for the Batman premiered this weekend. All right, so you were good though. You guessed that it was a bottle, and you said that it was not alcohol. So, A for effort. Naria Strickland, Caleb Beneful, Lutheran Living Senior Campus. Thank you for being here. Keep up the good work. Let me know if you need anything.
That's funny.
And for folks at home that are watching, support what they're doing. They've been there through thick and thin. Essential workers right here, these two, and their whole staff. How many people work at Lutheran Living Senior Campus?
About
Over 300.
no, I think it's around 200, 220
220 plus people working out there, and they have been there through thick and thin, and I appreciate all that you're doing.
We have plenty of openings, too.
You have openings? You're hiring?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, do you need a handsome
Bingo caller?
bingo caller? Yes. Do you have any full-time
you lucked
You're
out with
running 3
COVID.
shifts of bingo. Apparently you need a full-time bingo caller.
Yeah.
Holy moly, I'm in. I'm so good at calling bingo.
We have plenty of CNA.
I don't know if you are. You've never been out there.
Well, listen, the pandemic ruined the opportunity for me to call bingo at Lutheran Living Senior Campus. I've had 100 people in this restaurant for bingo night. I know what I'm doing, ma'am.
Okay.
And when the pandemic's over, I'll be there.
Okay.
And we'll have the best bingo ever.
All right. I'll
Now,
hold
if you want to
to
put me in like a bubble suit, I would be happy to call bingo in like a full-on protective suit.
Yeah.
Could that be an option?
It might be a little hot.
It would, well, I mean, it's going to be 96 outside. It couldn't be worse than that, right? At least the building's air conditioned. All right, let's go. CBI Bank and Trust, ILCAM, Lutheran Living Senior Campus here in Muscatine. Visit them online or on the website, and they're doing a wonderful job. So we've got breakfast on the screen, and is it a burrito? Is it fajitas? It's a breakfast burrito. Looks like somebody got into that breakfast burrito. Maybe our next guest got a little hungry. The infamous Kirby Wynn, the breakfast burrito bandit over there, taking a nibble, I think. So breakfast specials every day on the show, ready to go. We would love for you to come in, watch the show happen, and enjoy breakfast. All right, so thank you, ladies. I appreciate it. While we get ready for our next guest, I wonder, Brad, do you want to whip the cam around and we'll show a couple things we've got on the table? So I already mentioned today is National Banana Split Day. I'm sure that you knew that. Today is also National Kiss and Make Up Day. So a very, very nice Pugs and Kisses balloon. Kirby, you can come on over, sir. We'll get you mic'd up. Pugs and Kisses. Pugs and Kisses. You're so adventurous. Oh, man, people just missed a show. That was very, very athletic. I like that. So National Kiss and Makeup Day, National Park Service Founders Day, Secondhand Wardrobe Day, and Whiskey Sour. Look at that. You've got all the ingredients to make yourself a whiskey sour. Mm-hmm. You've got a good-looking bottle of Woodford Reserve. You've got a lemon and some, how about some of those moonshine cherries? Oh, my goodness. Those are marvelous. So check that out. And then, again, I didn't know the banana split ice cream is super cool. Like, who would have thought? Banana split ice cream. I had no idea. So will you celebrate? We, of course, have all the ingredients you need to make a banana split here at the store, from the bananas to the ice cream. Maybe you need some whipped cream. Whatever the case may be, we can get you taken care of, that's for sure. Okay, it's nice to come back and have 2 sets of guests. I really appreciate that, because it would have been just tough to get back into the rhythm. But now I kind of have to force myself to get back into the rhythm after being off for 11 days. Kirby Wynn is the public relations manager with the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. Look at how many words are in the title under your name. There's so many.
Space. This distance that we have between
yes,
us,
do you like it?
Elbow.
Yes.
Just showing it.
Good to see you.
Showing you the
Good
elbow.
to see you.
Ooh, I like the sleeve.
Thank you. They breathe. They breathe.
Key.
Yeah.
It permits the space for all of that. Do you call it Chiron, you guys? Production guy,
graphics.
Chiron?
Yeah, that's good.
So
yeah.
I think our distance actually is supporting the length of all the words that fits under.
You could
my
literally put your whole title across this table.
I appreciate that.
Right next door to where we're doing the show, literally, as I've said a lot. I mean, look at this.
Through that wall.
Right next door, look at the screen. You can see where, this is what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
We're in the windows, and right outside, right next door is the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center, the donor location here in Muscatine. And it wasn't too long ago, Kirby, I was sitting here talking to a good friend of mine, Corey Doffelt, and we were talking about the Hayden Doffelt Memorial Blood Drive, and
So
donations were through the roof for that. And then this hurricane. I can't believe I'm saying
What a year.
a hurricane showed up to Iowa. I don't even know how do you say it? Is it what's the correct pronunciation?
You know a lot of words.
I do know a lot of words.
You've been a media professional for a long time.
Too many years.
I've dabbled in it.
Yeah.
This is a new word for me this year.
Yeah.
And I think the actual correct pronunciation,
Yeah.
you have to roll the R, and I can't.
Derecho?
Oh, hey.
Thank you.
With me, here's how it comes out. Derecho.
That's pretty good.
It's a fake.
It's good.
It's not
You got
there.
it pretty close.
It's not there. My wife is a speech language pathologist, and she says that like something genetically, I'm just not able.
You can't roll the R.
Yeah.
But that storm shows up, and it's devastating. I was here at work when it hit on that Monday, and we were in a meeting, and the meeting quickly ended, and we just watched a couple trees blow by. But we didn't have, we didn't have it nearly as bad. And for people that have seen any of the coverage from Cedar Rapids and Marion, I think it's far worse than we can imagine. But the connection between severe weather, storm like that, hurricane, tornado, and then blood. So I want to make that connection for people so that they understand, yes, there was a bad storm, but why do we need to donate blood now? Because the supply, all of a sudden, what happens?
Well, with us, it's not injuries from the storm.
Sure,
People go to that and they think, oh, somebody hit by a tree and needed blood. It's that our donor centers in Cedar Rapids had to close for a week. In fact, one of them closed for 2 weeks.
Oh my gosh.
All the mobile blood drives were off.
Yep.
Our vehicles were damaged. Our bus has windows blown out. I mean, it's back operational now. But this is where, our blood center, we extend from really Madison, Wisconsin down to St. Louis. And we go east and west from Albia, Iowa, over to Danville, Illinois. So we have this big region.
Yeah.
And this huge storm, the derecho, caused so much damage, wiped out crops, cut off electricity. I mean, people are just getting back online in some places. I live in Davenport. We were without power 6 days.
Oh my gosh.
And, with our family, it was just inconvenient and uncomfortable, but we had places to go. I don't think that's been the case for everybody in Cedar Rapids. And that's a place, big population. We've got 2 donor centers and a robust schedule of mobile blood drives.
Sure.
You shut all that down, and we don't have nearly as many donations coming in.
Sure.
And so that's why next door, we want to be more busy. Because we have this wide region that I mentioned, that all that geographic spread. So as big as this storm was, we have a larger area from which we can draw donors. And we can come and talk to people like you who can get the word out. And we hope we have a big day, some extra collections on Thursday here in Muscatine. And we're doing this in other cities. So in fact, today in Dubuque, and also on Thursday in Burlington. We collect blood in all of our region every day. But these are extra opportunities that we've lined up where we have staff and facilities available in places that weren't impacted by the storm.
So we're talking about a blood drive specifically this Thursday, the 27th, 11 a.m. until 6:30 p.m., right next door to where we're sitting with the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. And I don't think, Kirby, people understand, and we've talked about this. So the journey of the donation of blood, because now you have to call and schedule to make a donation, right?
Yes.
So let's walk them through where the blood that they donate is going to go. Because it doesn't have I think the misconception is, well, why would you need blood? You've probably got all these locations. You can just go into your blood bank.
Open the fridge.
But the shelf life, I mean, I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but for blood, it doesn't last that long, right?
You're in the food business. It's perishable product, right? And by the way, we tossed out all the salad dressing, all the ketchup and mustard, and then reloaded at our neighborhood Hy-Vee. Nothing similar happened with the blood supply regarding refrigeration. Number one, we have generators. And so I was at work during the storm. We noticed it was stormy outside.
Yeah, it was bad.
And I kind of knew it was going to be rainy that afternoon, but I didn't know it was going to be what it, like everybody else. I don't think anybody quite saw it in the way that it turned out. but our generators kicked on. And I know when that happens because the air conditioning in the part of the building where I work turns off.
Gotcha.
Because we want to preserve the power
Right.
to operate our laboratory
Yep.
and, of course, the coolers. Big diesel generator outside the back of the building.
Louise.
So there's some redundancy within that, and we did not lose donations, I'm glad to say, that were made that day in Cedar Rapids, because they were already in our coolers and ready to be transported back to the HQ, which is in Davenport. So the process, you pointed to your arm. You've donated blood. That's where it begins. Blood donations do come to Davenport, up to the Quad Cities for processing, the component separation that's done. When a person gives a typical and traditional whole blood donation, that's actually separated out into the components of red blood cells and platelets and plasma. So that happens at the HQ. And then the blood testing also occurs. We send testing vials or tubes from the donor to a lab where all of the blood safety and testing, we learn the blood type and ensure there aren't communicable or transfusion transmissible diseases that could be within the blood supply. So all of that happens in about a day, less than 24 hours often with each donation. So donations made here in Muscatine, then go to the HQ for that processing, and then are sent out to our distribution hubs. Of course, we have a distribution hub also in Davenport that supplies Unity Point Health here in Muscatine, Trinity Muscatine. And so those donations then go back out to the full service region. Within the context of the storm, we added up what our donations would have been at the donor centers that we had to close in Cedar Rapids, and all of the mobile blood drives that were affected.
Can I guess?
Okay.
How many units of blood?
Yeah,
like
we'll play.
8,000?
Well, that's going to be high. I'm glad to say 8,000 is high.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that's very good. We collect daily about 750 up to, say, 880. It depends on the day of the week. Yesterday, I believe we were about 600 donations.
Okay.
And of course, within all of this, had you heard about the COVID-19 pandemic? Yes. And of course, that's also affecting blood drives, especially. There's a lot of groups have had to call off. Of this time of year, we're usually celebrating back to school season at the blood center. Because our high school blood drives can be really big.
Oh, yeah.
But not during a pandemic.
I was going to say, it's been so tough for the blood. I mean, I can't even imagine. And you're not talking about, the blood that's being donated, Kirby just said, can come right back to a hospital in Muscatine. It can help people in Cedar Rapids and Marion. So it's not like you're donating blood and you don't know where it goes. I don't know that a lot of people would ask, where's that going, by the way? They're just doing the right thing because they understand. So you're already in a pandemic. School drives have to not happen from March on. You rely on a lot of those.
Yeah, exactly.
So did you ever get to a point where, does it ever get so low to where you have to is there a big red button that you have to push? And I don't mean that. Honestly, did it get that bad where you thought we're getting low on the supply coming in?
If we haven't had to do this. When we are at a level where we don't believe we can supply what's needed, a couple of things can go on. Number one, early in the pandemic, hospitals weren't doing elective surgeries for a period of time. And that actually decreased the rate of blood utilization. And so that might sound good, like, okay, well, they didn't need as much, so we got by. But it's not good when a community can't have elective surgeries. Something about that word, it almost sounds optional. Like, do I want vanilla or chocolate, or do I want to go have an operation? You need to have it.
Absolutely.
Just, do you need to have it this minute, or could it wait a little bit? So there were some folks who needed to wait. And then elective surgeries have come back on, and we're very glad for that. So the use of blood has really maintained at a pretty standard level. If we needed to, we would draw from partners across the country in what we call resource sharing. The problem or the challenge with that is that the pandemic affects everyone the same. So very early on, late February, early March, we saw a big impact in the Northwest. Seattle had some of the first, big numbers of cases of coronavirus, and their donations went down for the blood center there because folks had to call off blood drives with all the restrictions that were put in place. And we did ship some, quantity. It wasn't a lot, but we did our part, and other blood centers elsewhere did what they could and helped get them through that time. But then pretty soon we started seeing the blood drive cancellations. Big national, international companies started putting in policies, and they were gonna host a blood drive, but the policy said no visitors on site, nobody from outside our employee base, so we couldn't come on, and so that impact occurred. So we work together, keep a close eye on each other's rate of donation, and so I want to mention that to ensure that there are resources out there if we have to, but what we mostly want is to be self-sufficient. I mean, it's not mostly, it's what we want every day. And so, Thursday, come on in, come next door. You're going to give a fuel saver.
Yeah, this is super cool. So if you donate on Thursday, again, this Thursday, the 27th, between 11 a.m. and 6:30 p.m., you have a $10 gift card and then a 25-cent Hy-Vee fuel saver.
Yeah.
So your donation of blood will save you money on gas. And if that's the thing that helps encourage somebody to donate blood that maybe hasn't done so in a while, I understand the need that you have because I've known you for a long time.
Yeah.
But we all know somebody that has, and maybe it's not one of those things. Maybe it's not one of those things that's discussed enough when somebody's in the hospital or someone's, battling cancer. You're not understanding how much blood and resources they're relying on.
Yeah.
But it's there, and it's not like during the pandemic, even at the height, our hospitals closed.
And
right?
they don't
Emergency
stop
rooms.
treating people.
Yeah, they've continued to be there.
Babies are born.
Oh, right.
Cancer treatment continues. Surgery that's got to happen.
So for me, it's like, do you need? Is it the person that was? Because you can donate once every
56 days, 8 weeks.
So do you need the people that were on that 8-week plan?
Yeah.
To understand we've got precautions in place. You can call and schedule the time. We're safe. Our team is safe. We're going to get you back in.
Yeah.
Maybe, but also come on Thursday for sure. But if maybe you used to give and you've kind of scaled back, the need is there, right? You wouldn't be having an event Thursday. We wouldn't be talking about it, quite frankly, if it wasn't there.
Sure.
But it's a constant thing, and it doesn't seem like you've ever told me, we have enough blood, Tony, we're good.
Yeah.
Because the hospital's not going to tell you that.
Well,
right?
we collect to what we expect they will need.
Sure.
And so, there are times of year, especially outside of the pandemic, when we were at a kind of a imbalance, let's say.
Sure.
Especially when the school blood drives are on, and if we've got a big event over at Muscatine High School and then at Davenport West, and we might be just around the region, and knowing those are coming, we forecast the blood supply very closely based on what mobile blood drives are ahead and what we expect the donor centers are going to do. And the pandemic, of course, has disrupted all of that. Importantly, and you touched on it, we need everyone to make an appointment for blood donation. And a lot of times, we've talked about, walk-ins are welcome, or if you want to call and schedule, do that.
Sure.
Well, sorry, walk-ins are not welcome.
Right.
Reason being, we've got to have social distancing. And there's been times, with walk-ins that you get a crew that just happens to show up all at the same time.
Yeah.
We can't speed up, like here at the grocery store, well, you get a little bit of a line at each of the checkout stations, and you've got your spots marked, and we have social distancing, and that kind of works. We don't have quite the square footage that you have here.
A little bit smaller.
So we've got to we've got to ensure we have a schedule that is planned.
Yep.
And so that's why we ask for those appointments. Now, really, in practice, if somebody just sort of turns up and we've got an appointment slot available, we don't turn them away. But I'm really not even supposed to say that out loud.
No, but it's a good point. And again, the thing to take away. And it says at the top of this info, Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center projects loss of more than 500 donations in Cedar Rapids. Ideal conditions, maybe non-pandemic, looking to collect more than 35 units of whole blood every week.
Yeah.
Prior to the storm, you're already experiencing a lot of dips and donations. So listen, if you're able to, you've got to do it. And it says it right there in the story that was in the Muscatine Journal.
Yeah.
And if you've never given blood, maybe this is the time that you'll do it. Like I said at the start of the conversation, when Corey Doffelt was here, you know, that's a guy and a family that understood how important blood was, and having a supply when their son Hayden was in, you know, this children's hospital in Iowa City battling cancer. They've had 2 years of that blood drive, very successful. But again, it's almost like, you know, those donations were great. We got to do it again. If you want to do it today or tomorrow, or wait till Thursday so you can get the gift card and the fuel saver. But I would just encourage people to understand that, you know, things are not okay in your world. And if it's not okay in your world, that's concerning, because we want to make sure that whenever somebody goes in for whatever that is, childbirth, like you said, cancer treatment, ER trip,
none of it ever stops. And that, you know, I have colleagues who work every holiday, right? Wow. I mean, or at least departments that are open.
Yeah.
So the public relations, marketing staff, of course we are off on those holidays, but I know the lights are on at our distribution centers, and somebody's there to take the call, and drivers are available to get blood where it needs to be, because you know, it's a little bit like the grocery store, but do you have time? You have days now when you close some, right? I mean, it's Christmas morning, is Hy-Vee.
I think Christmas Eve closed a little early, Thanksgiving a little early. Christmas is the only day this place is closed entirely.
You know, and kind of like in media, when it's a place that just about never stops.
Sure.
And of course, we do all we can around the holidays to ensure blood is, quote, on the shelves, and everybody has what they need, but you don't know what's going to happen. And, you know, we can't ever have a hospital we serve put in an order for blood, something they need right away, a stat type of order, and they get the answering machine. They get the out-of-office reply. And so, you know, we've talked a lot about how the problems we're having. I do want to ensure that donors are coming out. And the response is you know, people in the community who hear the message. This is a great part of the world to be a blood center, because of the kinds of folks who respond to the message. You know, they just, oh yeah, what can I do to help? I'll be there. Tell me what you need. And you saw it after the storm. I mean, golly, we had a guy in Cedar Rapids, one of our employees, driving around town with his pickup and a chainsaw.
That's what I was going to say. Isn't that that's like the ultimate Iowa response to a storm like that? Is nobody hesitates, right? Even in Muscatine and Davenport, where there was minimal damage, people were out there, chainsawed up, ready to go. Cedar Rapids. I mean, the stat out of Cedar Rapids and Marion was like 90% of homes and businesses were damaged. That's not 20%. That's not 10%. That's 90%. So we're very fortunate that that didn't happen, those high winds here, or we'd be sitting in the same position. I was off last week. I'm just learning how many people from this store were in Cedar Rapids at other Hy-Vees that were totally
filling in for other employees who couldn't come to work,
damaged and having to restock entire stores. So it had a big footprint, that storm. It was a monster.
You all really, where I was, I would say hardly missed a beat. I mean, I mentioned we lost things in our refrigerator, and you know, we kept what we could, but when I went back to get like ketchup and mayonnaise and stuff like that, it was mostly gone. And I thought, wow, it hit me. Everybody in town needs all the same things. But it wasn't gone. I mean, I couldn't get all the varieties, or maybe
you couldn't get your fancy ketchup. Maybe you had to go with the Hy-Vee brand.
But I got the 24 ounces.
There you go.
You know, so I mean, which I don't know why we don't get the big one all the time.
You gotta always have it.
But you're like, bam, you're on the job. You know, and restocking and blood supply. I mean, I don't want to overplay that like metaphor, but it's always got to be there. And you know, when does anybody ever come here and you say, oh yeah, well, we're waiting on the truck. We're closed today.
I could say that about Clorox wipes, but I think that's it. There were a couple weeks where some of the aisles were empty, but we're past that, which is good. But I mean, it is important, and I know that there are a lot of people, because you see it in Muscatine and in different communities, those people that are proud. Every 8-week donors, they've got the X amount of gallons they've donated, sticker on the back of their vehicle. they understand the need to give. And again, I wish we were sitting here talking about non-storm related donations or pandemic, but the reality is we have a lot of strong health systems in our own backyard with Unity Point Health and then Iowa City just down the road. So even if you think about it in that respect, that there's somebody, undoubtedly there's a family from Muscatine that has a kid at the University of Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital right now.
Yeah.
That, I have a friend of mine whose son had some severe burns. He's up there.
Yeah.
Whatever the case is, if you can schedule a time, come in to the blood center right next door, make a donation. I don't know if it was Corey or somebody said they donated blood in like 5 minutes. I don't know if it was just like one big squeeze. It's not a race, by the way. There's no prize. Yeah. But if you can make that donation and understand that 20 minutes, 30 minutes in the chair from your arm to Davenport to get processed, it could be right back to that family with that young person in Iowa City or that person that's here in Muscatine, or if it's in the Quad Cities. If you're an empathetic person, you can understand that. Cedar Rapids location's back up and running now?
Yeah, both sides of town, I'm very glad to say, are going.
Good.
Our mobile blood drives are coming back on.
Good.
We'll fix the trucks.
Sure.
People are okay. They definitely were inconvenienced, hot and sweaty if they stayed at home, or all of those things. But we're like all of these times, we get through it.
Yeah.
There's hurricanes coming in the southeast, and we don't know if because typically this time of year we're talking about, it looks like it might hit New Orleans, and we're going to help out if we need to.
Sure.
Or if we get enough donors, we will. Well, as things are now, I'll be clear, we only ship outside the region when local needs are met. We never short locally to send somewhere else. But that's how it works in our industry. And there may be a need for a lot of the same reasons. People having to board up windows, they might be evacuated, they might be flooded out with this double dip hurricane.
It's terrible.
And we've gotten a little taste of it now.
Yeah.
But unbelievably.
Who would have thought? It's so weird to say that the ratio, if that's how you say
nice
it,
job.
that was worse than a tornado.
Yeah.
That thing was like 50 minutes of just nonstop over in Cedar Rapids, Marion, over 100-mile-an-hour winds. It wasn't like a quick, and I'm not downplaying tornadoes. I hate them. They're terrible. But sometimes a tornado, you see it and it has a path and it can damage things. But that thing was just a giant sloth of a storm, and it just wreaked havoc. So if you're watching, and like in Muscatine, I don't think a lot of folks lost power for more than a couple hours, maybe a day, with how quickly MPW responds.
I won't complain about that amount of time in the future.
Right.
Now that I've had 6 days.
But I'm telling you, the people up the road, just an hour, and I've timed it. It's an hour from my front door to places in Cedar Rapids that we go, U.S. Cellular Center, and they're not doing well. And whether it's, and there have been people, Salvation Army's been bringing supplies and donations, but this is a conversation worth having. And if you can donate blood this Thursday between 11 and 6:30, we would love it. And again, for your time, 25-cent fuel saver, a voucher for a $10 gift card.
Wait, did you hear that? It's my father-in-law's, his ears just perked up.
Did he?
Fuel saver.
He loves the fuel saver.
25-cent fuel saver.
He's
loves
going
it. Ping, ping, ping.
It's a good, the fuel saver is legit, right? It's really nice to be able to not have to pay full price at the pump. Muscatine donor location, literally right next door to where we're at. The info is on the screen. Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center on social media. Bloodcenter.org is the website.
Web address, yeah.
And I hope that, Thursday is successful, and that we can have a conversation in the future where it's just, hey, we're giving away a Jeep this summer or this spring, and we got school drive.
Talk about baseball.
Yeah, sure. Any like plans to get school drives back anytime soon?
To be clear, not every school blood drive is off.
That's good.
And of course, schools are meeting in person. We have a calendar of school events, and some are on and some are off. Some schools, they're saying, maybe we can't have the blood drive in person because things are so different now.
Sure.
But we're going to help you promote and get people to other locations. But that's, in a typical summer, we might be saying, whew, we're almost there, because we can look ahead and see all those big events that right now, it's just not what it usually is. But that's the year we're having.
Yeah.
We're getting through, and things are going to improve.
Yeah.
I feel like everything went downhill after the Cubs won the World Series.
That's not fair to blame this on the Cubs.
They're having a pretty good
2017
year right
was a
now.
great year. The Cubs won in 2016. I started work here in 2017. That was a good move. How can you blame that as a Cardinals fan? You think you can blame?
I just wanted to bring it in.
You cannot blame the pandemic on the
shouldn't do
Cubs.
that.
That is like the most Chicago White Sox fan thing to say
Right.
ever. It pains me that I have to wear red because people might think I'm a Cardinals fan.
I feel comfortable
Yeah.
bringing up baseball because the Cubs look pretty good in the standings right now.
I don't listen.
You gotta be happy about
The
that.
shortened baseball season is interesting.
Yeah,
I find
it's
myself
goofy.
watching a lot of NBA basketball because I like the bubble.
Yeah.
I think they're doing a really good
Yeah,
job.
they're having a lot of fun now.
First-time blood donors, welcome to take part on Thursday.
Oh,
a little
yeah.
bit of a longer experience just to make sure you're good to go.
Your check-in registration will take a little more time because you're not in our computer system. But otherwise, if you haven't donated blood before, 5 minutes or so, check in.
Yep.
You're going to screen and do that maybe for 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Out on the donation chair, 8 to 12 minutes, something like that, to actually collect the unit of blood. And then hang out with us for another 10 minutes and have some refreshments, something to drink, rehydrate, make sure you're feeling well. 45 minutes to an hour is the total. In and out the
Totally
door.
worth it.
Yeah.
And think about your donation and the journey it's going to make and the fact that it could save a life in your own backyard or right up the road, and it's going to help out with all of those donations, that were missed out on because of that storm.
Yeah.
I appreciate you being here. This is exciting that you're right
Thank
next
you.
door. I mean, we could, as I've said, we could cut a hole in the wall.
We talked about the Kool-Aid Man.
You could totally jump through with Charlie Corpuscle. Your mascot and costume could just come crashing through the wall.
One of these days.
Yeah, I mean, I would love nothing more. I could do the show and I could stick my arm through
Just
the
have
wall.
Extra long tubing kind of a thing.
Nobody would even
love
have
it.
to see it. Look, you can't even see my arm in the shot right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Look, what's Tony doing? Oh, he's giving blood again. Look at
Yeah.
that guy. He doesn't even have. Now, I may have to get another Starbucks drink at the end of the show, but
well, we want you to take in some refreshment. Rehydrate.
Hey, pumpkin spice lattes are back. Maybe you donate blood and you get yourself pumpkin spice
That's
latte.
on the upside.
That's not a bad deal.
Things are looking up.
Please let me know if you need anything. In the meanwhile, we'll keep talking about the blood drive this Thursday, and I appreciate you coming on the show.
Thanks a lot.
Definitely a tough time for the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center with the pandemic plus the storm, but the good news is people in Iowa and the Midwest care. They answer the call, as you said. It's amazing how resilient and strong people are. And they have been there, whether it's with a chainsaw on a pickup truck or sticking an arm out and saving a life. I mean, that's one way to look at it, right? It's true. All right, let's go to the CBI Bank and Trust ILCAM. Bloodcenter.org is the website, and Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center on Facebook. They would love to get you taken care of. Again, you got to get yourself scheduled ahead of time. All staff and donors required to wear a mask while you're inside the donor location or at a mobile blood drive. But again, that journey of the blood is a big deal. And there's a shout out. Look at that. That's perfect. We're outside. We're looking at the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center, the Muscatine donor location right there. Fantastic. All right. So with back to school starting, we've got a couple of back to school items here on the set I can show you. A little bit of an apple. Maybe you want to give the teacher. Here goes Kirby. He's walking. You can't even see him. He's got a good squat on. We've got some items you could bring to your kid's teacher, or if you are a teacher. Man, we love our teachers, don't we? How about our teachers, heroes? The amount of things that they're adjusting to, the things that they're working on. It's fantastic. We give them a big shout out. And then behind us, we've got some good-looking lunch bags and stuff, right? If you're still in the market for, what do we have? We got a Hello Kitty. We got a Pikachu lunch bag. We got the backpacks, the Disney backpack. We've got the what is it, Paw Patrol, right? Look at that. Oh, yeah. School's here. Hopefully you got the backpack and the lunch bag by now, but if not, aisle 6 here at Hy-Vee is where you're going to find all your back-to-school stuff. How about some fun back-to-school flowers? So again, maybe it's your significant other that's a teacher or a staff member. Because I don't want to listen. I want to give a shout out to the teachers, to the staff folks working in like school cafeterias, folks working to clean our schools. How about all our bus drivers, right? And then in the meanwhile, at the administration office, they've been busy. Certainly, school board members. So it's a big deal. And as someone that has 2 kids in our school system, I'm super appreciative for everybody's efforts. I can't say that enough. All right, and then I've got a couple more backpacks here. This one says fuel. Look at that. That's a cool looking backpack. I could get behind this one. My 8-year-old came home with a laptop yesterday. That's kind of wild. I think my 5-year-old gets like some type of tablet for kindergarten. So look at this. This is a nice backpack. Throw it over the shoulder. Does it fit? I'm going to look like an overweight Ninja Turtle when I put this on. I don't even know if I can get it. I can't reach it. Hold on. Here we go. It's happening. Oh, yeah. I'm ready for school, Mom. Chad, you got the pictures of my kids. Should I pose like my kids? Back to school, Ted sneaking pajamas into his backpack. Oh, that kind of fits. I like it. You think my coworkers would give me grief if I just start wearing a backpack at work? Ooh, it's nice. I got it like nice and adjusted, right? Look at that. Not too shabby. And then, yeah, all I have to do to fit in with my kids is apparently put a mask on and then do a cool pose like Henry. What's he got? His left hand right there. There you go. I can't wear tie-dye Crocs to work because I'm an adult, okay? Not to say that there's anything wrong with wearing tie-dye Crocs to work, and then Ted's just like, is Ted looking down? Ted's just like, whatever. Yeah. Just dead eye. Let's just hope he keeps that mask on as long as he's supposed to. And thank goodness he has a cat backpack, because that's what he was missing. It's a pretty good toss right there, by the way. All right, we're going to mention a couple of things. We're going to get out of here because not that we're running late, but this was a full show, everybody. Top Care Tuesday, real quick, some Top Care products. Again, why pay for the name brand stuff when you can get Top Care? And today on Top Care Tuesday, you can buy one and you can get one 50% off, everybody. And it's mix and match, by the way. So here's the thing. It's going to be a scorcher, literally. So maybe you need some spray-on sunscreen. So you buy this, and then you're like, I need a medicine spoon dropper. So then this could be 50% off. So buy one, get one 50% off. See what I mean? Look at that. Boom. Pill planner. So many Top Care products. So think about it this way, like if you buy, and no offense to like Tylenol, but there's a Top Care version of Tylenol, and it's less because it's Top Care. Same active ingredient, not the name brand price, right? It'd be like if there was a ripoff of me, right? So if there was a phony phone, not me, still got the active ingredient, maybe not the same personality, but far less, right? Far less. That's a terrible analogy. It's my first day back. My analogy machine is not operating at full capacity. Let me take another sip of my... there we go. That'll help the creativity. All right. How about drive-through flu shots? We're going to kind of rapid fire these things, then we're going to get out of here. Drive-through flu shots, literally in your car, in our parking lot. Talk about convenient. This is going on through Halloween. Monday, Thursday, Saturday. So next opportunity for a drive-through flu shot will be this Thursday from 3 till 7. You check in at the Isles Online shed, a little bit of paperwork, and then you pull up to the front of the store. Pharmacist walks out. Boom, flu shot. Boom, in the arm, in your car. One of these days we'll have to figure it out, rig it up to where we could do the old drive-through flu shot on the show. Why not? I've gotten it. Look at Brad. Brad's ready. Brad wants to do it right now. Brad, it's not Thursday, Brad. We'll get you one. I've taken it for the team 2 years now. And I didn't even feel it. That's the thing. I did not even feel it. And I don't know if it's because I got extra padding. All this muscle just goes straight in. Don't even feel it because all the curls I do. 700. But I just think they're really good at giving the flu shot. So, and I have tattoos, and I'm telling you, I felt my tattoos. I did not feel the flu shot. Maybe they just did a good job of distracting me. But anyway, so please check that out. Our friend Miranda is watching. Hello to Jack and Eli that are watching more than likely. I hope you guys are doing well. All right. Today's the last day you can take advantage of the ad that was on last week's. It's so weird because I was off last week. So the ad that was on the Discover Muscatine newspaper from last week, you have opportunities to save. So look at the price on steak. How many 8-ounce New York steaks are you going to buy? I'm going to tell you this. I think I bought 10 in the last couple of days. You can freeze them. You can grill them. They're $3.99 for an 8-ounce steak. Okay? So tomorrow they will not be $3.99. They'll probably be almost $6 for an 8-ounce and then almost $12 for a 12-ounce. So those are the hot deals on the front page of the ad. One more day. Yes, I'm going to take home a whole bunch of steak. No, I'm not a millionaire, but that's an unbelievable price. Brad's pointing out some Jack's Original Pizza. Brad, my man, you're right. $1.99. That's a good deal. It's like Brad touched the TV screen. He was like, look at that deal. And he's not wrong. I mean, you're right. It's a fantastic deal. It's worth noting. The avocados are at a great price. And go load up on the pizza. Do you have a preferred Jack's frozen pizza that you like? Plain cheese. Okay. You can add stuff to it. He's living in the year 3000. You're not wrong. They got all these fancy pizzas. They got like bacon, barbecue, hamburger. I'm like, I like what Brad's saying. Jazz it up yourself. What are you putting on your own cheese pizza? Pepper, banana pepper. Oh, man. I'm in. Party at Brad's house. And then do we have the back page ad that had like Doritos? There it is. Perfect. Last day for this one. Boom. Right there on the screen. 7-Up Pepsi, or not 7-Up. Hold on. 7-Up products, 4 for $8.88. First day back. Give me a break. Doritos at $1.99. How about an awesome fuel saver on Starbucks? The old $5 cluck. $5 cluck. 8 pieces of fried chicken legs or strips for $5. Also a great deal on marinated chicken breasts. You can see Pepsi products in the mix as well. Those deals are good through the end of today, right? And then we'll have a new ad to talk about starting tomorrow, which I haven't even seen because I was off. I don't even know what's in the ad. It's going to be a surprise for me, too. And then let's see. We've got a fuel saver coming up on Friday? Yeah, Friday. Again, first day back, little rusty. So if you love the fuel saver, what's different about this one is typically a fuel saver here at the store is only 2 days. This one is 3 days. Okay, so this is the 28th, 29th, and 30th. It's right there on the screen. With every $50 you spend, you're going to get 25 cents off on your fuel saver. Now, if you played along at home, you could donate blood on Thursday the 27th, get a 25-cent fuel saver, then come into the store on Friday, spend $50. There's another 25 cents. All of a sudden, you got 50 cents on the fuel saver. You're not paying full price for gas. Isn't that great? So that's 3 days to save. Starts on Friday, runs through Sunday right here. Come and see us. Stephanie says the peaches are yummy. The boyfriend thinks they are. I'm not really a fan. So the peaches that are on the front page of the ad, yeah, they're really good. We had several at the house, and they look awesome. So I haven't tried them, but I don't know if it's my wife or the kids love them, but yeah, Stephanie, you are not wrong. Or I guess your boyfriend is not wrong. Because they're very good. Okay, in aisle 6, I don't think we have any more of the L&M face masks, but we do have a couple of the musky ones left. I'm kind of just winging it because I wanted to mention this. I'll take a look at the aisle and see what we've got. Musky masks, I bet we still have some, maybe a couple Wilton ones. Aisle 6 is the general merchandise aisle, some back-to-school stuff. Face masks are part of school this year. If you're like me, you got kids, you got to get like 100 different masks. We want ones that are machine washable or hand washable. You know they're going to lose them. It's just like a pen. Where'd your pen go? I don't know. Where'd your mask go? I don't know. So might as well have more, right? And then 2 things. The shingle shot, if you're over 50 years old, the pharmacy can get you taken care of. No appointment necessary. Walk in, get the shingle shot. Keep yourself safe. Definitely don't want to have to deal with shingles. That is for sure, right? No way. That sounds awful. Shingles. Nobody wants that. And then it is hot. Hey, remember when we talked about the Lutheran Living Senior Campus weather forecast? 96 today. Save time. Shop online. If you're at home in the air conditioning, maybe you got a day off or you just don't want to have to get out, park, walk in, do your own shopping. Hy-Vee aisles online on your smartphone or Hy-Vee.com/grocery. Beat the heat. We have delivery. You can pull in, check in. Don't have to get out of your car. We'll load your groceries for you. I picked up an order on last Friday. It was great. I picked up an order last Friday. Chef Scott was outside grilling ribeye sandwiches. I just did a little lap around, put on the old hazards, pulled right up front. Let me get a ribeye sandwich. It was great. I'm like, this is awesome. I didn't have to get out of the car once. All right, we're going to get out of here on that note. I think I mentioned everything, right? Okay? Yeah? Everything good? Chris has a new art project. You are? The Sportsplex? You did? Do we have these pictures? So Chris Anderson, local artist, painting at which is the former Washington School, right? Painting inside the Sportsplex? Awesome. So we'll show you these, and I'll thank our guests that were here today. We talked to Naria Strickland with Lutheran Living Senior Campus, along with Kayla Beneful, also from Lutheran Living Senior Campus. They're doing a fantastic job taking care of folks, and it was great to have them here. And then our friend Kirby Wynn with the Mississippi Valley Regional Blood Center. Don't forget Blood Drive this Thursday, next door, 11 a.m. to 6:30, 25-cent fuel saver, $10 gift card if you make a donation. Do we have some of those pics? So, okay, so this is Chris downtown, Chris Anderson adding on to his design that is near Rule and Rule. And then you're doing some stuff at the Sportsplex. That's super exciting. Whoa, look at that. Did you do that? Wow. So is it called Washington Sportsplex now? Yeah. They're incorporating the old, oh my gosh, that is super. I've been in there several times. Had a kid's birthday party there. Been to a couple kids' birthday parties. Wow. So big or small, Chris Anderson will literally paint everything except faces because of the pandemic. Maybe not that he's in the face painting business, but who's to say? Hey, listen, anything's possible. That's fantastic. Wow. You did that on your birthday? No. Oh, okay. He didn't paint anything on his birthday, apparently. He just got some socks. I have cool socks on, by the way. Pac-Man. Not that we have to show him. Look at Chris. Chris has Bugs Bunny socks on. Look at that. That guy's styling. Wow. Look at that. Styling with the birthday Bugs Bunny socks. Dude, I love it. That's a good look. All right. Hold that pose. We'll see if we can. We were getting ready. Chad's like, we're in show done mode, and now we're showing socks. Those are awesome. All right. Those are fantastic. All right, very good. We'll be back tomorrow, live at 8:30, and we look forward to having you with us. And I appreciate if you watch live with us or on Muscatine Power and Water. Thanks to CBI Bank and Trust. Thanks to Lutheran Living Senior Campus and Toyota Muscatine. What was in the box today? Batman 3-in-1 body wash, shampoo, and conditioner. The flavor is Gotham City grape. And I guess you just twist Batman's head off because that's not weird. And then all right, that is a little unsettling. I was kind of hoping it did this move. But on that note, we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Oh my gosh, Batman.
Watching Hy-Vee today with Tony Tone.
Be very, very quiet while hunting wabbits.
We'll do it again tomorrow with more local guests from in and around the Muscatine community.
I'm trying to emote for the play that the alumni are putting on in Wilton this Friday, Saturday.
Questions, comments, know a great guest? Reach out to Hy-Vee today with Tony Tone on Facebook or via email, hyveetoday@gmail.com.